We begin tonight at Cherry Creek State Park, where a search for a missing person has now turned to a recovery mission. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Evan Krugel. Crews with South Metro Fire spent hours this afternoon searching for that person before turning things over to Colorado Parks and Wildlife. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez has been at that swim beach all afternoon. He joins us now with the latest. Hey, Colton.
Hey, Evan. Yeah, Colorado Parks and Wildlife actually just moved us further back from the beach. We're supposed to be hearing from Colorado Parks and Wildlife Caravan Hoos for an update on this. There has been very little information when it comes to the identification of this person in the water. But as you mentioned, we're waiting to hear back from them, hopefully in the next few minutes, and we'll continue to bring you that information. But here's what we know right now. As you said, Evan, what started out as a search on the water has turned into an around-the-clock recovery effort. I want to go ahead and show you some video of what these crews were doing earlier today. Now, search teams have been using boats, sonar technology, drones, and specialized dive teams to focus on the far east end of the lake, with boats searching the length of that swim beach. Officials say the operation shifted into a recovery effort around 7:30 tonight, but crews didn't stop there. CPW says they have resources and capabilities to continue searching through the night as they work to locate that missing swimmer. Now, if I could bring you back out live again, once again, Evan, right now, Colorado Parks and Wildlife hasn't told us when this press conference will be. We're told it's supposed to be soon. If we're able to bring you an update during the 10 o'clock newscast, we will do that. If not, we will bring that latest information online at 9news.com. Evan, for right now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Colton, thank you. We will certainly continue to follow that search and update you both on air and online when we learn more. Let's get right over to Corey Reppenhagen with a look at your forecast. Corey, our first 90-degree day of the year, and some more heat is on the way.
Yeah, we're going to hit 90 again. So it's been 270 days since we've seen a 90-degree temperature here. So it's been a while since it's been this hot. 91 in Denver, 95 in Boulder, 97 in Fort Collins, 98 out in Grand Junction. These are all the high temperatures reported across the state today, hot from top to bottom. So we did hit that 90-degree temperature a little bit earlier than average, which is June the 10th, and a little bit sooner than June 14th last year. Last year, we ended up with 47 of those 90-degree days, and that's right about on average. 45 is our average. We're in the 70s right now, 78 at 9 News here in South Downtown, Mile High City, and 74 out at Denver International Airport. The radar is starting to dry up, although we had some outflow boundaries push into the city and really create quite a bit of wind over the last hour or so, but no rain did ever show up right here in the Denver area. We are watching the potential for some severe weather on Monday. Looks like it'll be mainly towards the eastern plains, but we'll watch for some front range impacts and then possible record heat again on Tuesday. The record is 95. Our forecast is 94, and we stay warm and dry all the way through the 7-day forecast. I'll have the deets on that coming up in just a few minutes, Evan.
All right, Corey, thank you. Developing tonight, a man in Arvada has been arrested after police say he stabbed his parents. This happened on Union Circle, south of Stanley Lake, just before 12:30 today. We're told police were in that area for hours, clearing out eventually just before 5 o'clock this evening. Details are limited, but police tell us 2 victims were transported to the hospital. Both are expected to survive. Officials say the suspect is the adult son of those 2 victims. Arvada police say he fled the area but didn't get far. Officers tracked him down on Highway 128 just west of McCaslin and took him into custody with help from Jefferson and Boulder County Sheriff's deputies. We will continue to follow this story and update you as we learn more. Law enforcement officials in Douglas County say they have an e-bike problem, and they're warning parents they could be charged if it continues. The sheriff's office posted that on Friday alone, they responded to dozens of calls about e-bikes and e-motorcycles in neighborhoods. They say the riders were 12 to 14-year-old kids, both girls and boys. They were issued written warnings, and parents were contacted to come and load up the bikes and take the kids home. But the sheriff's office says if this continues, parents could face criminal charges for contributing to delinquency of a minor. Now, this warning comes just as officials, including those down in Douglas County, are sharing videos like this one of 2 major e-bike crashes, something that's becoming more and more common.
Children's Hospital Colorado recently released a statistic that said that They are seeing about 184% increase in injuries from e-bike crashes compared to last year.
And as concerns continue to grow about e-bikes, especially now that we're heading into summer, officials are reminding parents to check what their kids are riding, because while the bikes might be fun, some of them are not street legal. 2 firefighters are now out of the hospital after a deadly early morning house fire in Jefferson County that killed 1 person. West Metro Fire was called to the house near Vivian Street and 14th Avenue just after midnight. 2 people in the house were able to escape, but firefighters had to try and rescue another person who was trapped upstairs. That person did not survive. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. Right now, Denver City Council is delaying a more than $180 million contract proposal from the airport following the federal government's changes to diversity, equity, and inclusion rules. The contract stems from DIA looking to hire a large company to run advertisements at the airport. Now, in the past, the city has required the airport dedicate a small percentage of funding from large contracts go to subcontractors operating small businesses, and specifically small businesses owned by people in disadvantaged communities. Last October, the Department of Transportation banned race and sex from being considered in deciding which businesses are considered disadvantaged. In response, council members delayed sending the contract to the full council. They are now asking the airport to submit a new contract proposal that includes at least 2% allocation for subcontractors. The Denver City Council is spending $4.5 million in voter-approved bond money to buy an old office building. It's meant to become affordable housing, but it turns out the city doesn't have a firm plan for that conversion. The purchase is the first expenditure from the $45 million voters set aside for affordable housing in last year's Vibrant Denver bond. Councilwoman Flor Alvarez was the only no vote, citing concerns about a lack of planning for how much work it will need and how long it could take.
If the city was my client, if the residents were my client and I was their real estate agent, I would never let them buy a house without an inspection, and that's what we're doing.
The city says it hopes to close on the purchase by the end of the month before it seeks developer bids. A hotel and nightclub in downtown Denver that was shut down by the city in April is now allowed to reopen, but only the nightclub portion of the business can do so. Earlier this week, the city's Licensing and Consumer Protection Department lifted restrictions on the cabaret license for Native Hotel and Gatsby's Social. The suspensions on its hotel food and liquor licenses were lifted weeks ago. The city says it suspended all of those licenses because of 800 violations of the fire code. Now, even though those suspensions were lifted after the business made changes, the trouble isn't over just yet. The city issued Native a new show cause order that requires them to appear in a hearing at the end of next month to explain why they should keep their licenses. The University of Colorado's Board of Regents has officially approved its $6.8 billion budget for the 26-27 school year. While the new budget is only a small increase compared to last year, it will spread throughout the different campuses. About $360 million will go to the Colorado Springs campus, $407 million will go to the Denver campus, $2.5 billion to the Boulder campus, and just over $3 billion will go to the Anschutz Medical Campus in Aurora. The budget includes increases for tuition rates, housing and dining fees, and campus financial aid. But it decreases overall research funding across all 4 campuses. It also reduces stipends and work hours for employees.